Acacia has had quite the internet journey, and for the most part, as of recent, has stayed out of drama for the first time in a long time. But there's some mommy shamers who have some things to say to her and her new social media ways, and she's taking the time to clap back at them. Acacia, if you don't know her, got big kind of on Tumblr and was an early YouTuber. She also hung around with like a lot of bands and somehow made a name for herself. But she basically posted a bunch of random content, and then in 2016 she got pregnant and she became this mommy vlogger. She got married and eventually had 2 more children, and they basically filmed their entire lives, her and her husband. They shared so much with the world on YouTube and on Instagram. And people ended up having a lot to say, as she was criticized a ton for not only her parenting, but she had given up some pets, and she had also gotten in drama with another influencer. She ended up leaving social media after so much backlash and scandal, and completely wiped everything that was on her Instagram. She deleted a lot of her YouTube videos, every single one that she had with her kids, she took down, and it's only been in the last few months that she's come back online and started posting again, but this time things are much different. Acacia came back and revealed that she was no longer married, and she said that she was going to be keeping her kids offline. She removed everything of them, like I said, from her socials, and she doesn't talk about them or show them at all. It's almost as if she doesn't even have kids when you look at her content, because she really isn't letting people see even an ounce of that side of her life. But it's because people have judged her so much that it's caused her to just not want to give them a single little glimpse into her mommy side. But even though she's not sharing any part of it, she's still getting tons of judgment. Comments on her Instagram have been asking her where her kids are constantly and saying that it looks like she's living this kid-free lifestyle, judging her for going out and seemingly having all this free time and there not being a toy in sight. People have really come down on her. It's so interesting how people like can't even see anything related to her kids and there's like still judgment somehow. But some people have defended the claims that it's not creepy to ask about them by saying, just a PSA, it's not creepy for us to care about her children. She once posted religiously and only stopped posting them because of how many people called out her horrible motherly tendencies. That is all. Acacia did end up addressing the people who have been wondering what the deal was, and she's taking these comments as a compliment that she's doing a good job protecting her babies from the internet.
Listen to me very carefully. If you don't see anything about my kids, that means I'm doing a terrific job. I love hearing that. I love it. That means you don't get an ounce. You don't get a sliver. You don't even get to see the tiniest, littlest part because I don't want you to. So, that means I'm winning. So thanks for reminding me. I love it. Again, I've talked about it before, but what I put on the internet is what I'm allowing people to criticize, and therefore, a drawing in the background, you can't criticize it. Their clothing, can't criticize it. My custody schedule, you can't criticize it. So it's not on the internet.
And I will say, I can see why she doesn't want anyone to see any part of them, especially because it's one of the things that she got so much judgment for in the past. At the beginning of the year, she addressed a few of the moments that people tried to call her a bad mom for and try to explain her side of the situation and kind of put that drama to rest before continuing on as the influencer just like by herself, like never talking about her kids again. And one of the times that she really wanted to talk about was when her second daughter recently had surgery and they went on a camping trip. And now her second daughter was born early and she's dealt with a lot of health issues that Acacia used to be very, very open about online. And people accused her of being a bad mom towards her when they had gone on this camping trip. And earlier this year, Acacia wanted to put all those rumors to rest, that that was not the case, that she wasn't allowed to go outside. They asked the doctor if it was okay and everything.
She wasn't even released from the hospital until she was safe to go out and about and doing things, which was like weeks and weeks after she even had open heart surgery. And then we were sent home. And then we went home we got sent home August 5th, and then we had to drive back up to Seattle, a 5-hour drive, on August 19th for a checkup appointment after being released from the hospital, which again was weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks after she had even had surgery. And we stopped at the hospital, and we had her checkup and her echo and all the fun little things that happened. And we were like, hey, is she... Well, first of all, we already knew she was safe to do anything. That's why she was able to be sent home. She wasn't sent home on machines or anything like that. She was capable of being out in the world again. That's why she was sent home. But we wanted to double check. We were like, oh, since we're up here and 5 hours away from home, we thought we would hit a national park to cross it off our bucket list. And because we've been cooped up, and she has been cooped up in a medical facility for 3 months now, we thought it'd be a good idea to get her out in some nature, because that's the kind of people that we are. We think that nature is healing, which it is. And we wanted some fresh air, and we wanted to take it a little trip as a family after everything that we've been through. And so we decided to go to the national park and spend 2 nights there. And we stayed in a campground, and it was amazing. And it was approved by the literal person who performed open heart surgery on her and gave the okay to us to go. So, I mean, I guess you guys could be mad that I took her, but I'm not.
She also wanted to clear up the time people felt like she had ignored the fact that her baby was crying and her dog had stepped on her while she was on stream playing a game.
I hear Rosie crying.
Just wants you to back up really bad.
Oh, I have to go help Rosie. I hear her crying. BRB, guys. Hi guys, I'm back.
Everything good?
Yeah, Lucy stepped on her.
She wanted people to know that at the time her husband was watching her and streaming was a part of her job, and it wasn't how people were painting it out to be.
All right, I'm going to talk about this one time and one time only, because I'm so tired of this story being talked about. Not that this is going to end the story being talked about, but at least there's some room in here for my voice to say something. And before people get pissy at me for being passive aggressive or mad, I have the right to be, and I don't give a So let's get into it. Okay, so I was working my job, which I did every Thursday night for 2 to 4 hours. And during that time, my daughter was with my very capable ex-husband, and he was watching her. He was spending the evening with her like he did every Thursday night when I worked. And during that time, during my stream, I hear crying, well, actually everyone else can hear it before me because my noise-canceling headphones. It came through my microphone before it came through my headphones. And they're like, hey, what's going on with the crying in the background? I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? And I take my headphones off, and I'm like, oh my God, there's crying in the background. So I go and check, even though I don't have to, because like I said, she's in the capable hands of her loving father, who's taking care of it. He was taking care of it. And I'm not in any rush because I know she's in capable hands. So once I get out there, because I'm curious about what happened and I need to check on her, he says, don't worry, I've got it all handled. You're good, just go back, because he knows I'm live during this time. And there's nothing I can do. I can't console her because he's consoling her. I can't hold her, he's holding her. There's nothing to put a Band-Aid on. There's no ice pack that I can get. There's nothing that I could do in this scenario because it was just an accident of my partner at the time playing with our dog and our dog accidentally backing up into our daughter. Unfortunate situation. No parent wants that to happen. Nobody wishes that to happen. But it did happen, like accidents do, and we handled the situation.
It's certainly all these times people have had something to say to her that's led to her decision of not showing them or talking about them even. People for years, though, did accuse her of using her kids for profit with all of the content that she used to make and such, and that she should protect them and keep them offline and not share so much. And so it's like really interesting that now that she is doing those things, like she's protecting them and she's not keeping them online and, you know, she's not sharing anything, that she's a bad mom still. And it looks like she doesn't have kids and that she's having too much fun. And, you know, why is she constantly only posting pictures of herself? It's like a whole thing. Like, you really can't win online. But that is the situation with Acacia. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the fact that now that she's protecting her kids, people are still upset. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.